you're blotchy and uneven, and it's probably because you're not using our skincare yet. But if you can't get away without foundation, you really need it. This is the one that you need, okay? This has the power to be a BB cream, a CC cream, a filter-like product, or full coverage, or just a spot concealer if need be. It's got the power to do everything, and it feels like nothing. It's only sold in one color, but all you have to do is add a little bit of our brightener, or we have a darkener. It's sold with, it's sold by itself, but also sold with the brightener and the darkener, so that you can do whatever you need to do to make it work for your skin. And that can be blended out right on your face, or you can blend it on a palette first and get your perfect color. I'm gonna start blending here with the Siren brush, and I'm applying very light pressure and just kind of doing a little bit of a pull motion. Contrary to popular belief, it is okay to rub a brush across your skin. It's not going to make you look old, okay? It's like, you know, if that was the truth, sleeping on your face would instantly age you 40 years. So your skin can bounce back, I promise. We're gonna set it with the Cool Matte Powder. You should set under your eyes with a powder always, regardless of what kind of foundation you're using, but especially when you're using a cream-based foundation. They don't have alcohol in them. So you have this endless ability to manipulate the product and kind of blend it on your face without getting that dried up liquid feeling that a foundation that's liquid kind of gives you. So you have that time to manipulate it, which you probably need. But because of that, you really want to set it with a powder. And this is gonna keep anything from smudging or budging under your eyes. It's gonna keep your under eye area from pulling on your mascara, from kind of tugging at your eyeliners or shadows. And if you're getting black underneath your eyes, it's probably because you're not setting well underneath your eyes. These little finger puffs make a great tool for it. A brush is not gonna give you quite enough. You need a little bit more punch under that area to really kind of override texture. So the powder, a little bit of a buildup of powder, if you're only using the tiniest bit because you think that that's going to be a better choice for not building up under your eyes or settling in fine lines, all the things that I hear about, that's not happening here. What you get from someone else's perspective is just a really clean look under the eyes when you're using this powder. So don't be afraid of it until you have tried it, and return it if that isn't true for you, but it's worked on every face I've ever used it on. We're gonna add some color with our warm matte dispensing brush. It's effortless, and like you don't even need a tool. It is the tool itself. Like, it's so easy. The sides of the face, it's okay if you go low, it's okay if you stay a little bit high. Just do the side of your face, don't make it too complicated, and then do around your hairline and your temple area, unless your temples are sunken in, and then you'd want to avoid the temple area. I like to go right down the center of the nose, and then we're gonna add, just like we did in yesterday's Quick and Clean, but now we have much more full coverage. We're gonna pop the lip gloss right onto the cheeks and pat that out. And then we're gonna use the Blonde Brow Powder to do our eyes and our brows and our lip liner. I've got that brow powder right in the lid. I'm gonna pick up with a liner brush and just go in. I'm gonna make a straight line at the bottom all the way to the arch, and then from the arch to the end of the tail. I'm gonna tap just the tiniest bit back in there and go in and start at the bottom of that line and make upward strokes. Doing this a little bit more defined than I did in yesterday's video. And then you can take your spoolie and brush through, taper the top a little bit, make sure that you have a nice soft start right here. You don't want a super dark starting place to your brow. It takes away attention from your eyes. And then we definitely need to go in with some brow gel and give it some structure. Your brows really should look like hair. They should not look like a stamp. When you're seeing that on yourself and you think it looks really clean and pretty, you're you're failing to understand the brow's purpose, and it is to point to your eyes, not to attract attention on its own. And the human brain knows that a brow is made of hair, so it should look like hair. So get over it if you think that the hairy brow is just not your thing. Give it a try and see what kind of feedback you get from people. It doesn't have to be the super bushy boy brow, but it should definitely look like hair. We're going to use that same brow powder to, just the tiniest bit. Don't use too much. Do a crease color right here and push back the flesh of the hooded eye. Not everybody has hooded eyes, but all of you have this fatty part right here in some capacity. Maybe it's a little more bony on you. Either way, it needs to have some color to it that doesn't look like makeup or art in any way, okay? It should just be darker skin right here and pushed back. Do you see how bright this is? It's competing for attention with my eye, where over here, it's just kind of disappeared. You're looking for a disappeared eyelid. Disappear the eyelids. If you want to do something pretty and fun, master this first. Learn to get rid of this little spot right here, and this is the perfect product for it. And then you can do the pretty stuff in the corner and close to the lash line. If you keep the pretty colors there, you'll be fine. You can even add some of this to the bottom underneath your lash line. It's just gonna look like darker skin. It doesn't really look like makeup at all because it is a skin color. So when you take away all the colors that naturally exist on your face and you bring them back in just a slightly prettier tone, it's a very natural look. It reads in someone else's brain as absolutely how you woke up. I'm gonna take this a step further and align my lips with the brow powder, that perfect shadowy brown. Can do a lot of sculpting. You can sculpt your nose, you can sculpt your cheeks with it, but I've been in love with the effect I get from just going on the outside of my lips with our brow powder and the same brush I used to put the brows on. And then when I add our lip gloss, you're gonna see the magic. My lips look enormous. It's that little bit of shadow around the outside that reads to someone else's eyes as fullness, because if there was a shadow there, it had to be created by something full. And then one last little touch of magic. I like to take our Quick Fix eye brightener and just pop it into the corner, and it's gonna give you a lot more eye length horizontally. And then of course I can add mascara to this and we'll be done. I will probably never create my own mascara because this one is like $6 and I cannot compete with that. And it is absolutely perfect, but I also can't talk about it here. So you have to go to my bio, to the link tree, to the website and download the list. The list has lots of products that I don't sell, but I love, and we have an Amazon storefront as well. Mascara complete, and I also like to go back in and add just a little bit of that Quick Fix right below the tail of the brow. You can also take it in here. Just be careful not to undo all of the magic you created by getting rid of the hooded eye effect. You don't want to white this all out again. Just give a skinny little line of highlight right below your brows to make sure that they are pointing people to your eyes, and voila!